Hey guys, welcome back to another Sims 4 building video. So I'm super excited about today's build. We're going to be creating a cozy little starter home in Willow Creek. So it's perfect for a new sim just starting out, or maybe a young couple, something like that. So I'm just starting the build now. So yeah, the goal for this build was to keep it mostly budget friendly while still making it feel warm and inviting and like full of personality. So I picked this is a 20 by 30 lot in Willow Creek. I can't remember the name of the neighborhood, but it's the one that's right next to the like BFF household, so I just deleted the lot. But if you ever want to know what lot I am building on, as always, I always leave it in the top left hand corner, so that's the original name of the lot, so you can find it in game, or if you wanted to place it once you've downloaded it in the exact same spot, that's where it's originally built. But yeah, I really love this area for starter homes because it just feels so peaceful and it has that like American suburban vibe, which is a lot different than I normally build, or I build in my own spare time. I build a lot of like cottages and like typically English looking builds just because that's mainly what I'm used to. So yeah, I'm just starting on the basic shape of the build right now. So I normally build the like foundation first, but this time I just went straight in and did the layout. It's quite simple, which is like great for starter homes because you're trying to maximize space but also keep costs down. So you don't want too many rooms, you don't want too many walls because the walls are what cost the most. I'm placing the house more towards the front of the lot as well, so you can always expand backwards, which is what a lot of people do with starter homes. So for the roof, I'm going with just like a classic gable design. I tried to keep it kind of very like colonial looking almost. But again, this is just like budget friendly, like trying to make it look like it is that like house that you would start off with. But I've added a little dormer window at the top, which is the like bit that sticks out, just to break the roof line up a bit, and it gives a bit more character. So that's a little tip if your roofing is looking a little bit like, not boring, but a little bit stale and like not as exciting as it could be. Dormers are a really good way of like adding some extra dimension to a build. So for the colors of the build, like the the exterior wallpaper, I wanted to keep this like quite welcoming but also like traditional, so I'm using like a soft blue and then pairing it with some brick, just to give it that more traditional vibe. And I think that works really well against the white, and I kept the white siding up in the dormer upstairs, but also the white trim of the roof and the fences and columns on the porch. I think it works really well. The front porch is going to be one of the like key features of this house. I'm keeping it small and cozy, but like just big enough to add like a couple chairs or a cute bench, so it's perfect for your sim to enjoy those warm Willow Creek evenings, or like, I don't know, you could add planters out there, or I think I ended up putting an easel out there, which would just be so nice for your sim to like, especially painting from references, because I think this has quite a nice view of the neighborhood. You can kind of see the layout of the house here, so it's going to be compact obviously because it's a low budget build, but it's also like me trying to use the space that is there efficiently, so I tried to keep it open and airy. So there's like the bedroom, there's a bathroom that is accessed from the living space, which is basically an open dining living space, and then the kitchen is separate because it has that additional entrance, which I thought was just a nice little detail. Obviously like you don't need that, and it's probably not the greatest use of money in this like this sense of building, but I think it just looks so cute, and also is quite realistic. Like you would have like a second entrance or a second porch as like a mud room or something, at least I think so. So for the landscaping, which I'm starting to map out now with the terrain paint, which is also a little trick if you are not the greatest at landscaping, map out where you're going to put your plants before you do it. But yeah, so I'm going to keep it simple again, but I want to add enough detail to make the lot feel like alive and inviting. I don't want it to feel empty. So I'm using plants from the live edit object. Also, because this is a starter home, I'm using those because they are technically free. So we all know how much the plants costs in this game. They're a bit ridiculous. It's like £200 for a tree. I can't be affording that. So if you are trying to save money, the live edit mode objects are perfect, especially the plants, because they are free and they are actually the ones that are used in the world, so they look more realistic anyway. So most of the plants are low maintenance, like it's just bushes, so I didn't imagine this was like a gardener's house or something like that. Obviously it could be, but I wanted it to look a little bit like natural but like slightly overgrowing, and there's a couple trees around the lot as well. Not too many in the actual garden. I tried to make them around the lot as if it's been like over landscaped inside the actual garden, as if it was like a new build or something like that. There are of course a few like little pops of flowers around the place. I think just white and pink plants mainly. I did add the little flower box on the dormer at the top, which I think is always a cute little touch. Yeah, I'm just starting on a little path now, leading from the two entrances of the house to the sidewalk of the street. I'm using these stone tiles again. These are in the live edit objects as well. I've usually done quite a few builds now. They're just so handy to use and they look so much cuter than just like, I don't know, terrain paint as well. Like you can't see it from the map. It really bothers me. So these are just a good alternative, and there's something a bit different. But yeah. And of course you can't forget the mailbox and the trash can, as I normally do in quite a few builds, but I didn't make that mistake this time. I'm just flipping around to the back of the build now to start building the garden, or like laying the fences out for the garden or backyard, whatever you want to call it. I'm using these fences from the live edit objects again, just because it's free and fencing is very expensive in this game. I do not recommend, if you're building a starter home without live edit objects, using a fence. It's very, very expensive. So I'm just starting on a few of the outside decorations right now, so just putting some lights up, and there is that like pet lead shelf decoration thing from Cats and Dogs. I didn't end up putting like a pet bowl or a pet bed or anything in here, so I just thought it was a nice decoration. But obviously you can have a pet if you do have that pack, which would also be a nice little addition to a little starter home. You won't feel so lonely. I'm just adding a few little decorations to the front porch, so just a little bench from the Cats and Dogs pack in white, and then a couple of baskets with like flowers in. So now I'm starting on the kitchen. For the kitchen I'm sticking with like really basic budget friendly appliances, but I want to make sure there's plenty of counter space for cooking, because I know that's quite annoying when you're starting off playing The Sims. It's like having a really ugly kitchen. Like you don't really want to be living there. But yeah, so I'm thinking of using like lighter cabinets. I think I end up using the Parenthood cabinets, which are on screen now in the like blue shade. I thought it was a bit different. I normally do the like white and cream, but I thought the blue was quite nice, just to add a bit of colour, because I know starter homes can be quite bland and they are very basic, but they shouldn't be boring, if you get what I mean. Like you can have fun with colour, and you can like, yeah, just have a little bit of fun with it. So yeah, I did like orange bar stools, which is a little bit different. Again, just I'm trying to make it more fun and like playful than if it was just like dark woods or whites, which is just boring. Unless you like whites, I mean, you do you. If you like, that's your kind of thing, you know. I'm trying to find the right balance of like making it feel lived in and ready to move into, or at least and also not trying to make it too cluttered, because one, I don't have the budget, but also the space is quite small, so I don't think it would suit a lot of like things going on. But yeah, just shifting the bar stools forward too, because you don't actually need the full tile. I'm moving on to the like shared dining living room right now, and I was going to do the dining room next to the kitchen just because I thought that made the most sense, but I ended up doing it the other side of the room by the window because I thought that was a bit nicer having that view. So now I'm just doing a little like desk area, because it's really handy having a desk, so your sim can at least work towards having a computer. Of course I would love to put a computer in a starter home, but the funds aren't there. It's just not possible. So I was trying to make it feel a little bit more cozy and homely than it would with just like a bland, boring desk. So I've got the shelf above the desk that has a few little items on it, like books and the picture frame, as you can see. I thought like even though this is a starter home, I want it to feel lived in and like full of character, so I'm trying to add plenty of like decor items throughout, but also trying to be within that budget. So they're just like the cheap ones in the menu, but whatever works, you know, it adds that character that's needed. So this is the little dining area to the right of the screen right now. It's nothing crazy, it's just a little table with a couple of chairs, like nothing too fancy, but just enough for a sim to, you know, enjoy a meal or with a friend. So I'm just starting on the living room now. I'm using the big like plush comfy sofa from the Cats and Dogs pack again, just because I thought it looked a lot nicer than the ones we have in like base game or a lot of the cheaper sofas, but I've gone with a like white colour just to keep it really neutral, but still quite warm. Like I wanted to add colour in through like the rug that I've just used, which is I don't remember what pack that is from. It's either the one from, no, that's the one from Seasons, I believe. Yeah, I thought it went nice. I added a little bit of colour, but I tried to keep the colours quite simple and neutral so that a sim moving in here could like have any style, any taste and make it their own. There's just a little coffee table. I think I end up adding and an armchair, so nothing too fancy, but I thought the rug like anchored the space a bit more, made it feel a bit more inviting, especially because you walk into the living room right off of the like front door, so it's already a little bit weird, but I thought it was nice. Like the first thing you walk into is like a nice cozy living room. I tried to also add a few little like hobby skill building items around the place. So obviously there's the bookshelf, but also I put an easel out the front. So as well as the plant pots out front, they build gardening skills. So there's lots of skills that you can work on. So as you can see, I've started on the bedroom already. I've gone with like darker colours. I've gone for like a soft blue and like a soft grey, but they're a lot darker than the rest of the house. Just because I thought it'd be really nice after like a stressful day as like a little peaceful retreat. I used this like really cozy looking bed from Seasons, I believe. What I've been trying to do is combine slightly more expensive items with cheaper looking ones. So like I've splurged slightly on the bed. It's a little bit nicer than the like base game ones or the cheaper ones. But then I've used like simple dresses, and I've tried to keep the cost down in other ways by using like the same curtains throughout. So I'm not using like differently priced items throughout the whole place. I really wanted to keep things simple but clean and obviously functional. There's nothing worse than not having a functional bathroom. So I'm using these like base game tiles. They're actually quite good. I've never used them in this color, but they don't look hideous, which is really rare for a base game item. So that's our cozy starter home in Willow Creek. I hope you guys enjoyed this build as much as I did. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more Sims 4 content. Everything you need to know is in the description down below. If you'd like to leave a comment, I would really appreciate that. And yeah, have a great day. Bye!